What's up, guys? I'm back and I wanted to give you guys an update on my jiu-jitsu journey. Now, it has been 2 months. It's the end of this 2 months and I am doing really well. I mean, I'm always doing well when I talk to you guys. In this video, I roll with 2 other people instead of my instructor. They're the hard rollers. What does that mean? Well, that just means that they compete, for all you non-jiu-jitsu guys. So that's pretty good. I am facing these 2 people that usually compete. There's a competition next month, but I just don't think I'm ready. So you're gonna see the gap between me and a real blue belt and me and a white belt that's on the upper end of the spectrum. Now, let's get started. I know, he's a big guy with tattoos, and he's a bit intimidating, but try being raised by a foreign mom. You really won't be scared of anything. So I'm trying to control his wrists, but it's not working. Not at all. And he pulls guard, and I dove into his guard just like a swimmer does. You're not really supposed to do this, but whatever. And I try to frame with my left hand to try to pass his guard, but he stops it by controlling my wrist and moving his hips. That's why you see us go in a little circle. I put my head down even though I'm not supposed to, so I get out of it by using my hand, and it works. And you're gonna see this pattern happen because I'm not supposed to put my head down. I tried to tie him up again, and watch. I keep leaning over because I don't have a good base, and I put my head down again. So I pushed his arm off, which you're not supposed to do, but I did it anyway, and you're just not supposed to do that. So here I have a very, very weak base, and that's why I'm sort of falling on top of him a lot. Now, I keep struggling, and I'm driving forward, and eventually I'm going to pass his guard. I'm hugging him, I'm putting pressure on him. Now, this isn't really the way you do it, just because you're wasting a lot of energy, and he's not letting me do the Kayla Harrison move here. That's where you put your head on the mat and you put your butt in the air and you try to do it. Now he sits up and he's about to make me pay for my transgressions. So I try to keep tying up his legs because that is my bread and butter. I'm a thick boy, and I just have to do that. That's my best way, most successful way of getting past someone's guard. Anyway, you see what he's doing. He's shifting his body, shifting his hips. He's throwing me off balance. He's doing all this good stuff, and I'm just trying to tie up his legs. So I will keep that in mind for the future. But as you can see here, he gets back up to his knees, and he's gotten wrist control and he's getting arm control, and I noticed this, so I was able to get that arm off of me to make sure I didn't pay for my sheer stupidity. And I'm trying to get him back in the clinch, but he pulls guard again, and I'm hugging him right now. And I try to go for that outside arm as he posts, but looking back, it really isn't a good idea because it's the weight of his body versus my arm. Now he's snuggling me, and basically that wasn't really a snuggle. He rolled me over onto my back. It doesn't work. That's not a good way to go. I try to push him off with my hands, and he just keeps wrapping me up. He has side control now. He has the advantage. Again, I'm trying to do something with my hands. I tried to get out of it, but he noticed that, and he got into a north-south position. That's when, like, my head's in his stomach. I really am not sure what I'm doing wrapping up my hands like that, but, you know. Yeah, it's not a good way to go. So I remember this fight pretty well, and at least he watched his gi, because I don't remember him being gross. So that's a plus, if you can call this position a plus, like, this was torture for me. But this wasn't really a darce, it was more of a neck crank, so that's why he got back into the dominant position. And he got me right here with an Americana submission, just like that. Stretch out my arm, and I'm gonna have to tap. So now it's round 2. He pulls guard again, and what I try to do here is I try to tie up his legs. I'm putting my head into him again, which is just not the right thing to do. So he has his arm outstretched there, and I'm trying to go for his post arm. And it didn't work. It's probably not what you're supposed to do, so if you know, write down in the comments below. He fell onto his back, and I'm working in his guard again. I keep having these same head issues. It's not professional. In this situation, I'm lucky AF he didn't see that, yo. So now I'm in side control, and what happens is he's not letting me pass because he keeps putting his legs up. I was thinking about passing, but it didn't work. And he did something really clever. He used his legs as a pendulum. He swung around earlier, if you saw that, and he grabbed me. Darce position. Then what he does is he proceeds to choke me out. I didn't even know it was possible when I was on top. I just thought this was something that they had to be on top of before. But this proved me wrong, and I got choked out. So, yeah. Now it's the third round. He literally sits there. So basically it's the same story. I try to wrap his legs up, go for the posts. Really not sure what I'm thinking. To be fair, I was exhausted. He's also taking it easy on me, so I did a knee slice and I was able to get past his guard. This is my favorite position, side control. It's usually my strongest position, but honestly, I'm low on the side control. So he's going to be able to get out of it really easily. So I make the biggest mistake of my career here. I try to swim under his arm, and you never want to go through that way. And I pretty much gave him an opportunity to get the dominant position. And since he was starting to wrap me up, I struggled and tried to get back to my knees, but he was very chalak. Chalak means smart in Bangla. And he took my back, and this is my least favorite position. He just shoved my face into the mat right there. And I'm not a fan of tasting rubber and sweat, but I guess I gotta pay my dues. Now he's bear hugging me and then decides to push me to the side because he's tired of being nice, and apparently, according to my friends, nice guys finish last. Now from side control, Mark does the most illegal move ever. He nut crushes me. That's the worst submission. That was the worst thing. He got a Darce too, but I actually didn't tap out from the nut submission. He got me in the Darce legitimately, but I writhed in pain for a bit, and I went again, so this is why I lost again. Let's chalk it up to painful nuts. But he pulls guard again. I try the Ruska tie up. I'm going to call it that from now on. And I passed his guard. I'm in a great position, but I decide to make space by sitting up, which is not correct, so I'm not going to do that from now on. I'll probably do it a little bit more, but, you know, when I get better, I won't do it. So, I'm hugging him because I literally don't know what to do. He didn't let me have his arm. You saw me struggle there. And he used his big freaking leg, so I couldn't get past and mount him. He's really smart, but he's seen a lot of this before, and I haven't. And I am about to make another stupid mistake. Just like the mistake I made before, I went under his arm, and I tried desperately to get Keisei Katami. Unfortunately, I timed it wrong, and now you see him rolling me again. So, this is fun. My head's back in the mat, which is my favorite position. Not really, it's just naturally what happens to white belts when they fight higher level white belts. He's close to a blue belt, actually. And he got a Kimura. Now, interestingly enough, he doesn't submit me this way. I do all this weird hip stuff. I'm losing weight, so I look good. Yeah, my legs look nice. But anyway, he's doing this stuff. I don't know what to do, and I get back onto my back, so he doesn't get the Kimura. I'm really struggling to not let him get it, but you see that? This is my least favorite thing because I always get it, but he's getting that darn Darce choke again. It's really annoying, but he's getting it, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm hugging him. So he shows some mercy on me. I think he lets go. It's hard to see from this camera angle. Unfortunately, the hug thing didn't work actually, and he gets Keisei Katami, and he ends up tapping me out with this arm lock. Did I mention Mark used to wrestle, and he also won gold at a tournament? So now it's time for the blue belt roll. This roll actually happened before the other one. I was a bit fresher, but let's face it, I don't have much experience. Plus, this guy's a blue belt. His name's Brian, and he's a really nice guy. He shows me a lot of stuff. I did the hand fighting again, but Brian's the type of guy that says, ain't nobody got time for that. And he pulls me into his guard. Out of nowhere, bam, a triangle attempt. I put pressure on him, but he taps me out by switching to an arm bar. Brian's very smooth, especially at submission transitions. There's the Ruska tie-up. I attempt to pass, but he does all this weird rolling stuff. And now, he's really smart. He forces the Kimura onto me, and I grab my thigh and defend it. I use that big, beautiful body of mine, and I get past him. I used to think standing was against the rules, but apparently not, so that's what got me into his side control. So I attack his arm, and I let go of that really quickly. He straightened out his arm, and I gave up on it faster than a new YouTuber with a low subscriber count. Then what he did is he rolls me over, gets me in a Kimura just like that, and taps me out. So I'm a resilient Kai. I get back up so I could try to beat him again. I regret it though, because watch what he does here. He gets me into my least favorite position. All day he was doing this thing where he grabbed my leg and arm and messed up my spine. I think it was called trucking, but that's why he's laughing. But I instinctively extended my leg out, and he actually told me that it was the right defense, so that's why you saw him laugh earlier. After that touching moment, he proceeded to magically get me into an armbar. This is what he does, just like that. And he submitted the living daylights out of me. Resiliency, it just gets me everywhere, so we're right back at it. I try to tie up again, and he tries to roll, but I said I'm not having that, and I pull back. Somehow I end up getting him on his back. So now that he's on his back, I try the Ruska tie-up again. He leans up and he's trying to stop it, but resiliency prevails, and he was too late pushing me off, so he had to grab me with that cable grip. And now I am in side control, and I push his arm up, and I finally get into a mount, and I have a dominant position, but I keep moving. I tried to get the armbar there, and I stood up. I'm not sure why I did that, so next time I won't do that. He gets me back into his guard, sort of, and pushes me over, flips me over 10 seconds before the round is done. He demolished me, and I lose. Thank you guys for watching my video. If you guys like my content, please like, subscribe, and comment on the video below. And also share it with your friends. Thank you guys again, and you guys have a great rest of the night.